The truth is out there, but is there any truth in anything you read about UFOs? Experts are divided over how to explain the recent surge in sightings of strange lights in the sky, though I've never seen any myself. But some allege that when it comes to UFO-mania, tabloid editors are reluctant to let the truth, wherever it may be, get in the way of a good story. Ellen Kakacha reports.
There was a white light that came from that direction, and I just thought it was quite unusual because, as you can see, there's nothing there behind my house apart from the rooftops, and there's trees along there. There's no buildings, there's no cranes or anything there. That's why I thought it's quite unusual to see just a single white light out there. There's been so many reports of UFOs, and I just thought, could it be a UFO?
This is the mysterious light that Swati saw and filmed out of her window, and she's far from alone. Britain's experiencing what's known as a UFO flap, a deluge of reports almost every day since May. Only yesterday, the Sussex Express reported 2 sightings of a strange cone-shaped object above Hailsham. On Monday, the Lincolnshire Echo described a white diamond shape in Welton. On the 11th, a long silver-shaped object hovered above Cardiff, according to the South Wales Echo. And on the 10th, the North Devon Journal reported a sighting of futuristic flying discs. And it goes on. The Sun newspaper reported Swati Singh's bright light in Edgware, as well as UFOs in Bromsgrove, Birmingham, Hatfield, Bristol, the Bristol Channel, Dover, Ramsgate, Spondon, Liverpool, Shrewsbury, Telford, Reading, the Brecon Beacons, Carmarthen, Middleton, Hertford, Lydney, Weston-super-Mare, St Athan, Llanelli and Llanidloes. To a man like Michael Soper from Marston in Oxfordshire and a UFO researcher since his teens, to be alive in England in summer 2008 is heavenly. He sees UFOs in the most unlikely of places.
Here's a UFO photographed on a More 4 programme.
So that was actually on the programme?
You broadcast that. It was on the Challenger accident programme.
It's not just on this channel. He's even taken a picture of one outside his local co-op. And he should know what a UFO looks like. After all, Michael says he's been abducted by aliens. After a lifetime of UFO hunting, Michael Soper is certain of one thing. There are more UFOs about this year than last.
We have definitely been a bumper harvest so far, but they're very interesting ones. We were quite interested in the possibility of dimensional UFOs, which actually appear from another dimension, cannot be made sense of by human beings, and then disappear again. And we've had quite a few like that as well.
The man once employed by the taxpayer to investigate UFOs agrees. This is the summer of the saucer.
UFO fever does seem to be sweeping Britain at the moment, and there certainly have been both more sightings in terms of numbers and indeed more interesting sightings.
To ask the obvious question, what on earth or what off earth is going on? As ever, there are a number of competing theories.
The recent increase in popularity of Chinese lanterns, like this one, can explain some of the sightings. It might just be paper and a lot of hot air, but when released, it could trigger the imagination of an unsuspecting member of the public.
The ufologists I spoke to also blame the release of the Ministry of Defence files on UFOs in May. Ironically, their emergence into the public domain was supposed to make unidentified flying objects less mystical. The opposite seems to have occurred.
The release of the Ministry of Defence's UFO files, that made the subject a national and indeed an international news story. That encouraged people, I think, to come forward.
And there's another theory too. It's thought that people report UFOs at times of geopolitical insecurity, and that's why there were so many in the late 40s and 50s, at the height of the Cold War.
As a nation, we're going through fairly severe economic difficulties, as is the rest of the world, and chasing UFOs in the sky is an enjoyable form of escapism, and I think there are a lot of people out there who would be very happy to be whisked away from their difficult lives here on Earth.
But surely not all of these explanations are adequate. Chinese lanterns were around last summer, and as a nation this isn't the first time we've wanted to escape. Have there really been more sightings, or just more media reports of sightings? Swati Singh's bright light actually turned out to be more of a subject for an astronomer's telescope.
Well, she said that she was a UFO investigator, and she just wanted to find out whereabouts my house was. And she said it's more than likely it's the planet Jupiter.
Despite the Sun also being given the same advice, they published the story and still haven't taken it down from their website.
One very well-respected British ufologist got contacted by the Sun to help identify an object seen over northwest London recently, which she then did to her satisfaction, only to have the Sun reject her explanation and not include it in their report. Allegedly, the response from the journalist she spoke to was, "Oh, we're only having a bit of fun with our readers with this," which is quite irresponsible when you think, you know, there are a lot of people genuinely perplexed and mystified.
Someone somewhere has thought, ooh, let's have a campaign about UFOs. Well, instead of Jaws, we'll have alien invaders this year. And that's what's happened. And it can't be a coincidence that we've got the X-Files film that's about to be released in August, and Rupert Murdoch is behind both companies, both promoting the alien invasion message. So, call me cynical. Maybe the Sun are working it up nicely.
The new X-Files film comes out next Friday. It's called The X-Files I Want to Believe, and maybe that's the point. The tabloids and local press are creating the perfect sci-fi backdrop for those who want to believe.